Can we
Yes,
hear you, sir?
thank you very much. I hope you can see me and you can hear me crystal clear. Please confirm.
We can hear you, not really crystal clear, but yes, you're understandable and we can see you greatly. Thank you.
Excellent. I will try to do my best. Thank you very much for having me and for having me directly after the keynote speech of my dear friend from NATO, David Van Winkel. Of course, the times that we are facing are truly challenging. Our thoughts and our solidarity are with Ukraine and its people. I would like to thank the organizers for inviting the European Union to contribute to the discussions, and would like to focus my speech around the theme, "We are stronger together." I think that recent news about Finland and Sweden deciding to apply for NATO membership are the best proof of this approach. Together, we are indeed stronger. European security will clearly benefit from these developments. This also applies to promoting and protecting an open, free, stable, and secure cyberspace. Why? Because international relations on cyber issues mirror the challenges of the physical world. With the growing reliance of our societies and economies on internet, the governance of cyberspace has evolved from a purely technical field to actually a foreign and security policy issue. A sharp geopolitical divide has developed over the degree of state sovereignty and control over the governance of cyberspace. In addition, the cyber threat landscape is evolving with an increased amount of cyber attacks from both non-state but also state actors. In 2020, we had a total of 1,000 cybersecurity incidents with significant impact, including nearly 750 within the critical sectors under the NIS directive. The previous year, in 2019, we had only half of those cyber incidents. So the constant increase is really huge. Also, cybercrime is on the rise. Global cybercrime costs are expected to grow by 15% per year over the next 5 years, reaching an amazing sum of 10 trillion annually by 2025. So cyber threats are also transnational. They are global and as such require global collective response. We are as strong as our weakest link. Internet and technologies bring incredible opportunities, but also represent real threats. Our lives are changing with them, and so did the character of the international conflict, receiving the additional layer of rapid disinformation possibilities and new vulnerabilities that can affect whole society. A cyber attack can leave a country crippled within seconds. Think of the electricity blackouts in Ukraine in 2015 and 2016, or the attacks that stopped people from accessing their own money in Estonia in 2007, interrupting oil supplies in the US, or internet, again, in Ukraine and some parts of Europe immediately before Russia's invasion. These are all examples of how cyber threats can affect us all and can affect us really big. The cyberspace governance is under pressure by the authoritarian vision of governmental control. Some states are increasingly showing contempt for international law and norms of responsible state behavior in cyberspace, as well as contempt for human rights and fundamental freedoms online. They keep exploiting cyberspace without any accountability for their harmful actions. This is, of course, unacceptable. Russian cyber attacks against Ukraine in recent months showed even clearly, and even more clearly, the magnitude of this challenge. Cyber attacks and efforts to control cyberspace oppose our vision that cyberspace, and the internet in particular, is global, open, and governed by all stakeholders, respectful of human rights and fundamental freedoms, supporting social, economic, and political development. To ensure a global, open, stable, and secure cyberspace, we have to continue to advance the UN framework for responsible state behavior in cyberspace. It is of vital importance that these norms and standards continue to reflect universal values. We live in permanent battle of narratives about the issues that determine our future and face a major ideological challenge today. 30 years after the end of the Cold War, we are facing a determined effort to redefine core tenets of the multilateral order. The outcome will decide whether the post-war multilateral acquis survives, centered on the United Nations, international law, and universal rights, or whether this will be replaced with a power-based multipolar order with zones of influence and relativist approach to human rights. To preserve our values and our vision of the free and open internet, European Union continues to implement our cyber diplomacy policy, contributing to conflict prevention and greater stability in international relations. We are bolstering our cybersecurity on different fronts: legislative, operational, diplomatic, and through investment. With our 2020 cybersecurity strategy and recently adopted strategic compass, the European Union is stepping up actions to better prevent, deter, and respond to cyber attacks together. Let me focus on 5 main areas of our efforts. First, we are stepping up our contribution to international security and stability and confidence building in cyberspace. We will take forward a proposal for a program of action within the United Nations to advance discussions on responsible state behavior in cyberspace and contribute to the implementation of international law and international norms of responsible state behavior in cyberspace. Second, we are strengthening our posture as well as ability to prevent, deter, and respond to malicious behavior in cyberspace. The message we want to convey is clear. Also in cyberspace, there are consequences of malicious behavior. Already in 2017, we have developed so-called cyber diplomacy toolbox. This toolbox allows the European Union to make full use of CFSP instruments to prevent, deter, and respond to malicious behavior in cyberspace that violates international law and the norms of responsible state behavior. In this context, European Union and our member states, to this date, responded to several cyber attacks against the European Union, against our member states, and against our partners. As well, we have listed those responsible or those involved in cyber attacks under the cyber sanctions regime. We recently extended this cyber sanctions regime for another 3 years. Only 2 weeks ago, on the 10th of May, the High Representative issued a declaration on behalf of the European Union attributing the cyber attack against Ukraine targeting Kasat satellite network to Russian Federation. Our statement was followed by our partners, US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Norway. European Union showed its leadership and together with our partners sent a very strong signal that cyber attacks are unacceptable and everyone must respect international framework for responsible state behavior in cyberspace. Clearly, together we are stronger. Facing new threats and daring actions in cyberspace, European Union wants to step up our efforts and is preparing additional measures which will strengthen our ability to detect, deter, and respond to malicious cyber activities in cyberspace. These measures could range from raising awareness and capacities to coordinated actions in international organizations, additional sanctions, and enhanced cooperation with international partners, especially with NATO. Building on the security strategy and the strategic compass, we will further strengthen our situational awareness, including cyber intelligence capacities, enhance our ability to act, including in situations of mutual assistance and solidarity. This is necessary to better protect EU businesses, citizens, and governments from rising threats in cyberspace. Third, we will develop an EU cyber defense policy by the end of this year, which should allow to better protect, detect, defend, and deter against cyber attacks. It should enhance cyber defense cooperation, including between European military computer emergency response teams, and encourage member states to make greater use of existing tools such as permanent structured cooperation and the European Defence Fund to develop cyber defense capabilities for Europe. Fourth, we are increasing our work with third countries, regional and international organizations, as well as with civil society, academia, and the private sector. And in order to support that cooperation and strengthen our international engagement on cyber issues, we are setting up a cyber diplomacy network through the network of our delegations worldwide, as well as an EU external cyber capacity building board. While some states have been in the cyber diplomacy business for quite some time, others have only recently started to shape their engagement on international cyber issues, as well as their national cyber policies. Therefore, it is crucial that the international community further invests in capacity building to boost national competences and capabilities. Strengthening the knowledge and capacities and increasing global resilience clearly contributes to maintaining peace and stability in cyberspace. And finally, fifth, cooperation with our partners and private sector. This needs to be enhanced as companies are crucial in countering cyber threats. States should also consider closer cooperation with private sector, but also academia, civil society, including through public-private partnerships, raising awareness of security risks related to software development and security of supply chains. The cooperation should become more regular and institutionalized. Governments can flag security concerns and wider political and economic implications of business decisions, and private sector can help design more effective and practical legal framework for software and product development. Since the beginning of Russia's unprovoked and unjustified invasion of Ukraine, the European Union has been supporting Ukraine to address the needs and further strengthen country's cyber resilience, as well as counter disinformation. We have mobilized more than 10 million euro of additional support for Ukraine's urgent cybersecurity needs and work regularly with our international partners to coordinate support to Ukraine. To counter Russian disinformation war, the EU works very closely with online platforms and the European Digital Media Observatory. To conclude, the new strategic compass shows our determination to work towards a global, open, stable, and secure cyberspace, and engage with our partners to promote conflict prevention, cooperation, and greater stability in cyberspace using all the tools that we have at our disposal. We want everyone to reap the benefits that the internet and the use of technologies provide. At the same time, we need effective responses to fast-changing cyber threats. We are all in this together, and only united we can counter these threats successfully. We know we count on the support of our global partners, and they can count on us. Only by acting together we can safeguard the cyberspace that all of us want and all of us need. Many thanks for your attention, and back to you.